Ireland was under English and later British rule for several centuries, starting with the Anglo-Norman invasion in the 12th century. Over time, English control expanded, culminating in the full political union of Ireland with Great Britain through the Act of Union in 1801, which created the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. This union led to significant economic and political control by the British, often at the expense of the Irish people. The late 18th century saw rising discontent and influence from revolutionary ideas spreading from America and France. The Irish Rebellion of 1798, led by the Society of United Irishmen, aimed to end British rule and establish an independent Irish republic. Despite its failure, the rebellion highlighted growing nationalist sentiments. In the early 19th century, Daniel O'Connell emerged as a significant leader, advocating for Catholic emancipation and Irish rights. His efforts led to the Catholic Emancipation Act of 1829, allowing Catholics to sit in the British Parliament and marking a critical step towards Irish self-governance. The Great Famine, 1845 to 1852, devastated Ireland, leading to the death of approximately 1 million people and the emigration of another million. The British government's inadequate response exacerbated Irish suffering and fueled resentment against British rule. The late 19th century saw the rise of the Home Rule movement, led by Charles Stewart Parnell and the Irish Parliamentary Party. Home Rule aimed to establish a self-governing Irish Parliament while remaining part of the United Kingdom. Despite repeated attempts, Home Rule bills were blocked in Parliament, deepening Irish frustration. The turning point came with the Easter Rising of 1916. On April 24, 1916, a group of Irish Republicans led by Patrick Pearse and James Connolly staged an armed insurrection against British rule, proclaiming the Irish Republic. The rebellion was primarily centred in Dublin and was suppressed within a week, but the execution of its leaders turned them into martyrs and galvanised public support for independence. Following the Easter Rising, Sinn Féin, a nationalist political party, gained significant support. In the 1918 general election, Sinn Féin won a landslide victory in Ireland, refusing to take their seats in the British Parliament and instead forming the Dáil Éireann, an independent Irish parliament. The subsequent Irish War of Independence, 1919 to 1921, was a guerrilla war fought between the Irish Republican Army, IRA, and British forces. Led by Michael Collins and Eamon de Valera, the IRA used hit-and-run tactics to wear down British authority, while the British employed harsh counterinsurgency measures. The conflict ended with the Anglo-Irish Treaty, signed on December 6, 1921. The treaty established the Irish Free State as a self-governing dominion within the British Commonwealth, similar to Canada and Australia. However, it also required an oath of allegiance to the British monarch and allowed for the partition of Ireland, with 6 northern counties remaining part of the United Kingdom as Northern Ireland. The treaty split the Irish nationalist movement. Pro-treaty forces, led by Michael Collins and Arthur Griffith, believed it was a step towards full independence, while anti-treaty forces, led by Eamon de Valera, saw it as a betrayal of the Irish Republic declared in 1916. The resulting Irish Civil War, 1922 to 1923, was a brutal conflict that ended with the defeat of the anti-treaty forces, but left deep scars in Irish society. The Irish Free State was formally established on December 6, 1922, with W.T. Cosgrave as its first head of government. Over the next decade, the Free State consolidated its institutions and navigated the complexities of its relationship with Britain and Northern Ireland. The early years of the Free State were marked by economic challenges, including rebuilding after the war and dealing with the Great Depression. Socially, the country faced issues such as land reform, rural poverty, and the influence of the Catholic Church on education and social policy. In 1937, a new constitution was enacted, renaming the country Éire and providing for greater autonomy. Finally, in 1949, the Republic of Ireland Act was passed, formally declaring Ireland a republic and severing its last ties with the British Commonwealth. The partition of Ireland left a lasting legacy, with Northern Ireland remaining part of the United Kingdom. This division led to decades of conflict, known as the Troubles, from the late 1960s to the Good Friday Agreement in 1998, which established a framework for peace and power sharing in Northern Ireland. Irish independence fostered a strong sense of national identity and cultural revival. Efforts were made to promote the Irish language, literature, and traditional arts, helping to preserve and celebrate Ireland's rich cultural heritage. The Republic of Ireland has undergone significant economic and social transformation since independence. From a primarily agrarian society, it has developed into a modern, dynamic economy, particularly from the 1990s onwards, with growth driven by foreign investment and a skilled workforce. The struggle for Irish independence was marked by immense sacrifice, resilience, and a relentless quest for self-determination. From the early days of resistance against British rule to the establishment of the Irish Free State and the eventual declaration of the Republic of Ireland, the journey was fraught with challenges but also defined by moments of profound courage and unity. The legacy of this struggle continues to shape Ireland's identity and its place in the world, reminding us of the enduring power of a nation's will to be free.